Yo, this is VERNBANG, recipe slanging, mukbanging it out. Not a pro or a hoe. We gonna be banging it out in this episode. Shizzle and nizzle. Wigtastic, it's magic. Spilling the tea on some of them episodes. It's your boy VERNBANG, and that's why cooking from my soul is the way I go on this multiple mukbang channel. We'll be back for more episodes. Hey y'all, it's VERNBANG. Guess what? We're back with another recipe video. You got it. Alright, this is Cooking with VERNBANG, and we're going to start an apple filling. The recipe is a bread pudding, and it's going to be an apple bread pudding, like an apple cinnamon bread pudding. But for the apple filling that we're going to use, we're going to go ahead and get our apples prepped and cut up. We're going to make our sugar, butter, goodness filling, like a pie filling type thing, and get that ready and cook down in a pan. And cool off. That way when we get to putting all the cold ingredients together, and we're going to make we're not using regular bread, we're using croissants and more butter and more sugar and eggs and milk. So if you never made a bread pudding, I've been making a bread pudding ever since I was probably about 14 years old. So this recipe is growing as I've grown. I'm 41 now. So anyways, let's get to it. So this is going to be a croissant bread pudding with apple filling, baby. Cheers. Alright, so we're going to get these apples prepped. So the first thing I want to do is peel them. And you can go ahead and take this whole stem off if you want. And just twist it on out. And we're just going to take the old peeler. So I'll move these babies to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So we've got our cutting board here. And we're just going to peel. Yeah, and look how beautiful these apples are. That's why I'm using a peeler, because I want to leave as much apple as possible on there. Plus, it's easier peeling with the peeler, I think. And we're just going to make a mess all over and get these peeled up. We're going to clean our mess up, and then we're going to keep on rolling. So, yep. How's y'all day? What are y'all doing? What are y'all eating, or are y'all gonna do this recipe with me? Anyways, I'm having a very blessed day as always. Mama Bang, she's been craving some dessert, so I'm gonna make her something that's not too unhealthy, but within reason, you know what I mean? Because she does love her cookies, which I have to limit. And she limits herself really, but anywho. So, and we got all these apples laying around because I think I've told, if you watch my mukbangs and recipe videos, we go to a serving center here in Round Rock, and they give us free vegetables and stuff. So we got a whole bunch of apples, a whole bunch of Hawaiian rolls, a whole bunch of cabbage, a whole bunch of onions, a whole bunch of carrots. So yeah, why not? We're going to use them up. You know how I do at my channel. Everything's homemade, baby, just about. Everything but the butter. But yeah, and sometimes when you do the top, you see, but the bottom will still be there. So what I do is I just kind of, because it's kind of hard to get, just kind of do it sideways and pound it out, and see, you'll get it without taking too much apple out. So we're going to get them all this way, and I pre-washed the apples and everything, and that way we don't have that big of a problem to deal with. But yeah, let's go ahead and keep on rolling. And then we'll get these babies cut up and over here in this pan. So how's y'all holiday season going? Hopefully everything's going very well for y'all. Hopefully you're having a good work week as well. That work hadn't been too stressful for you. And if you have one of those bad days, I hope you have a blessed day tomorrow or the best day of your life. And just stay positive, because it's all going to work out. No matter what. But we're going to keep peeling these apples. Yep, and you just keep going at it. It doesn't take long to get through 4 apples. Since we're making a small one, I don't want to do tons and tons of apples, so I was like, I think 4 apples will be enough for the filling, because we got to still have room for the custard, because the eggs and the milk is what makes the custard, plus you're going to have sugar and stuff to go with it, and then you'll see how we put it all together, because I do mine a way different than like a cutting all up and putting it all in a bowl and all that. I do mine a little different. So, get rocking on this 3rd apple. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. I'll be coming out with some more recipes. Like I said, it's the holidays. Plus, I pretty much home make everything that I cook and eat anyway. So, let you see all my mukbangs and my recipe videos. Well, obviously, I'm making it from doing recipe videos. Duh, Vern. But anyways, so yeah, and check out, I got 2 YouTube channels. They're both VERNBANG. One has a space in between it, or they're both VERNBANG, VERN, and then one has a space, BANG, and then exclamation point 3 times. So, and then the other one is just all slapped together. So, yeah, go check those out. Watch them. I got recipes on. I upload videos daily to both. And I put both recipe videos and mukbangs on both channels, so yes I do. I figure if I'm going to have 2 channels, I'm going to dedicate them both to one effort, if you know what I mean. And that's the mukbang and the recipe videos. I got started doing this, just doing recipe videos, and then I was like, well, I'll do some mukbangs too. And it just, a couple years later, you know, you just take off. So yeah, I'm trying to work hard, get more videos out, trying to get monetized. That way, I can make a little money off of this as well. I'm not looking to get rich, I'm just looking to live comfortably. Because it sucks trying to live on $861 a month for 2 people. Because I have to take care of my mama. You only got one mama. And she's fixing to turn 67 on Christmas. So, Mama Bang will. And she needs help. She's got to be fed 3 times a day. I'm still looking for part-time work, but it's hard in this area to find work anyways. At least for me it is. I don't know why. But God will provide a way, no matter what. So we can get this apple cord. Ugh. Yeah, when you're cooking and baking, everybody says baking's harder because there's rules, and there ain't no rules. Just follow the basic recipes and guidelines. Don't overdo it. And you'll be fine. This recipe comes out perfect every time, you know. I have no recipe for this. The recipes are in my head, basically. So anyways, let me clean this pill up. And like I said, I already pre-washed these. And they're turning a little brown, but since we're going to cook them right away, I'm not worried about putting any type of citrus juice and stuff on them. And let's move these out of the way. So yeah, basically, we're just going to cut them into segments, not too big, not too small. Right about like that. That way, they'll be able to break down very nicely as you cook them. Alrighty. That. Let me get a little ball to stick these in so we can transfer. Actually, I'll go ahead and use this bowl. We're going to have quite a few apples. That bowl there. Yeah, we're going to use some brown sugar like I said, and sometimes with the core, like it kind of missed your, you still got little seeds, you can just rake that core back over. Just be careful with your fingers on the end, you know, because you don't want to hit yourself like I did, because it does hurt, because it got little ridges on the end of that thing. Alrighty. And you can cut these apples any way you like, make comfortable for your home. I'm just going to leave mine like this, because I figure they're going to break down on their own, because these apples are not too hard. They're kind of soft, but they're very sweet. And I'm not going to have to use a whole bunch of sugar. These are very nice apples that we got. Very nice apples. And we got a whole bunch. We got like 2 boxes of these apples. And we've been eating them up like crazy. And we got like a whole bunch of grapes and oranges. Yeah, the serving center does good. They usually have, like I said, carrots and potatoes are pretty much a staple. And they just give this away free. You just go to the back, sign up, and they give it away. Anybody in the community, you don't have to, you know, go fill out tons of paperwork out. So that's why it's kind of nice to know about stuff in your community. Alrighty, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and move you over, and we're going to go over here to the pot and go ahead and show you how to do the second half of this recipe. I'm going to go ahead and take my bowl. Go ahead and turn this heat up. Alrighty. And voila. We're over here like magic. Alrighty. So we've got the pot here. And we're going to go ahead and put our apples in. Yep. I should have waited till that pot got a little hotter, but it's alright. I had it on low because I don't want to leave it on high, because if you leave stuff on high while you're doing something, then you're liable to burn your butter. I Another little trick too, so you don't burn your butter, is use a little bit of like really good olive oil. This is kind of what I used right here. Some good Greek olive oil, and just put a tiny bit, and then you can throw your butter down, and that helps your butter not to burn ever, because it kind of helps each other in the pan. Your butter won't burn if you got a little. And if you ain't got olive oil, just put a little vegetable or a little whatever. So I got the heat turned back up, so we're just waiting for this heat to turn back up, and we're gonna go ahead and throw some brown sugar in. Let's go ahead and do that now, because I'll probably come back with you. I'll throw about that much, and I got some cinnamon. Damn, that top started to open. Not too much, we're going to put a little bit. And then I'm also going to add a little pinch of salt. I had to go get it out of the fridge. So yes, and that's going to be about it for these. We're just going to do kind of all natural with the apples, the sugar, the cinnamon, and then I'm going to add a little bit of salt, because salt helps bring out the flavor and when you're cooking. So just a little pinch, don't overdo it. And we'll be back when it's further along. Alright, cooking with VERNBANG. Peace, stay trill, and we'll be back. Alright, y'all, this is VERNBANG. So we got this going. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And so the butter, the brown sugar, and the apples, there's going to be a lot of water coming off these apples. And I probably put about 1/3 of a stick of butter or margarine. I'm using margarine. So yeah, so you don't want to put a lid on it. You want to leave the lid off. You want to watch it. And you just kind of want these apples to cook down, and you want that syrup to get thickened. And if you got like a little vanilla extract or whatever your favorite extract is, you can throw that in there. And but I got this. This is my homemade rose jam. It's a very special recipe that I did. The first time ever making rose jam, and I use it sparingly. So I'm going to use this like an extract, plus it's made with sugar gel. It'll help thicken everything up. And of course this has got honey and roses and all kinds of expensive, beautiful flavors in there. So we're going to go ahead and add this in as well. And so yeah, which I'm going to add that in off camera, because it's a little hard to, I'm holding with one hand and stirring with the other. So, and you can kind of see how it's making a nice little syrup. And I just eyeball my ingredients. I'll back it up. I just kind of eyeball my ingredients. I probably use maybe a cup of brown sugar at the most. And we're not going to use too much sugar in the actual bread pudding recipe part, because there's sugar in here, lots of it. So we'll probably only use a couple tablespoons of that. So anyways, we'll be back when this cools down and ready to go for the bread pudding step next. So alrighty, y'all, stay tuned. Hey y'all, this is Vern. How's it going? Haha, little ASMR. Right? Anyways, hopefully you're having a blessed day. So we're on the second half of the recipe. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And so we got our apples done. They're cooled. And I showed you that in the beginning. So now we're going to start on the bread pudding part. So we got our stuff here. And, oh yeah, I forgot one thing, the milk. Oops. Alright, we're back. We got the milk. Alright, y'all. Now you can use milk, or you can use half and half, or you can use heavy whipping cream. It's up on how rich you want it to be. I grew up, we always use milk, so I'm going to use milk. That's just how I've always done it, and going to continue to do it. So since we got brown sugar and stuff in our apples, we're not going to put a whole bunch of sugar in here. So that's about as much sugar as we're going to put. And because we don't want to overdo it with sugar. And I'm just going to use my clean hands and break this up. Alrighty. And we're going to go ahead and get these eggs a-cracking. And you can use 3 eggs. Some people use 4. What I do is I'll use 3 full eggs. And some people like to use a couple of full eggs and the rest yolks. So it just depends kind of how you've always done it. And you can always make it comfortable for your house as well. So I'm going to show you. So yeah, we're just going to separate this egg. And don't worry, it's going in the sink. But give you a little up close, old school egg separation method. But yeah, and we're going to do 1 yolk. Make it just a little bit richer. And I'm going to So we're going to whisk the sugar and the eggs together. Let me get this out of the way. This up a little closer. So yeah, I'm just going to whisk it real good. You can tilt it at an angle. If you want, this whisk is not the very best whisk because it's a plastic whisk. Don't know what happened to my metal one. You know, when you got roommates, stuff disappears. Oh well. Name of the game. And there's a couple lumps of brown sugar in there. I'm not worried about getting it all perfectly smooth. And see, this recipe, and all my recipes, I pretty much eyeball. So, we're going to add a little milk. We're going to whisk it around. And so basically, this is your custard. Your eggs. Your sugar, and your milk, or heavy cream, or half and half, whatever you want to use. So yeah, and you can add more milk if you need it, or use less milk. So we're going to add a tinge more milk. Alright, I'll move the milk to the side, because if we need more milk, because I'm using just a small dish, if we need more milk and for the custard, we can always add. Because we're going to let this, well, you're going to see how we put it together. So next, we have our croissants. You can use fresh croissants, day-old croissants. We've had these in the fridge for a couple days, so anyway, some beautiful croissants. So we're going to cut these babies in half. And let me get my... We got our beautiful buttered dish, pre-buttered. And I also buttered the flaps up here because it has a habit of rising up. So I do the edges and around the sides, that way it doesn't stick if it rises up on each side. So it probably won't, but you'll see what I mean. It's going to puff up quite a bit. So we're just going to take our croissant and we're just going to cut these babies in half. And I like to save the top part for the top. And we're just going to layer these in here. Now let's say you don't have croissants and you got regular bread. You can use the regular bread because that's the way it's always been done, to use up, older white bread or, yeah, mostly white bread or French bread or something like that. So yeah, you can use that. Just add butter both sides of the bread. And see, we're not going to chop it all up. We're just layering in here. But this croissant is so buttery already. Had that buttery goodness. I didn't have to add no extra butter. So yeah, we're just going to layer these babies in here. We're going to fit them in however way they fit. It's good. And like I said, we're just making a small one, so. And they can kind of overlap, so not that big of a deal. So, we got our bread in there like that. And we're going to get our filling. So our filling came out very gorgeous. Look at this filling. Let me show you. We're going to try not to spill any. Oh, look at that filling. That goodness. So yes, we're going to layer that filling. That's why we pre-cooked it and everything and let it cool. Because we don't want to curdle our eggs or our milk. And we're going to add some apples in here. For sure. Oh, I'm already getting hungry for some of this. Alright, that's about enough. See how it looks. We got our apples layered in there. So we have another croissant we're going to cut in half. So we got one more whole one. We're going to cut in half. We're just going to kind of use him like that in the middle. And then basically, the rest of our croissants are just going to go right along the top. So you can decorate it however you want to decorate it. I'm just doing it like so. No rhyme or reason really. Just trying to make it look pretty. Actually, I think do it like this. That way it covers better. And then we'll have one top left. And I think what we might do is just stick it directly in the middle. Alrighty? So we're going to do that. And then mix our custard up real good. And so before we do that, we're going to put the rest of our apples. Oh yeah, look at that apple. Ooh, apple goodness. So we're going to layer these apples up on top and get all the sugar out. Since we didn't add much sugar to it because we have sugar and cinnamon and that nice rose jam that I put up in here to give it that good luscious flavor like no other. Oh yeah. So good. So we're just going to layer this around. Yummy. I love baking and cooking. I do it all. I bake, I do recipes. I've been doing, like I said, ever since I was a kid, I've been cooking, and I'm 41 now, so pretty much where I got the cooking chops I do, and I've researched and studied, and I also do barbecue. I smoke stuff on the smoker. I do barbecue, you know. Hey, live in Texas. Learned it all. Mostly self-taught too. Trial by error. Alrighty. Well, pretty much. That's what that baby's gonna look like. Simple, simple. And, oh yeah. Don't need to get rid of the whisk yet. So, we're going to pour this custard. I guess it would be easier if I poured it this way. That way you can see it. But we're just going to pour it and just let it run. We don't want to run it over anywhere. We want it to stay in the pan. But we're just going to let it absorb through all the little cracks and crevices. You know, kind of put some over here. That's why I like using croissants, because it's got all the little crevices in it. And like I said, don't worry if this is not enough mixture, because we can always add a little bit more milk, you know. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to do it, no rhyme or reason. And like I said, I've been making this recipe probably ever since I was about 14, so yeah, it's been a while. But pretty much, I don't know if you can see, but if you kind of press a little bit, we can use a little bit more milk. And it's going to mix into the custard because, you know, there's no rhyme or right reason, because we're just add a little milk and it's going to sit here and absorb. You may have to add a little bit more milk, but it's all going to bake up good. So yeah. So yeah, we're going to let that sit there and absorb. So we're going to say about 10 minutes. We're going to let it absorb. If we need more milk, add more milk. And this is going to bake at 350 in the bain marie, you know. And if you don't, let me show you. Basically, I'll put a pot of water. I need the bigger pan. I'll do a pot of water on the stove, and then I'll get my big baking pan out. I'll get another larger pan, and basically this is kind of like cooking in a bain marie style. So I got a vessel, I can add water, and I'm going to boil some water on the stove, and I'm going to take that bowl of water, and I'm going to pour. That way there's water in here, but we're not going to put no water in here. We're just putting the water around it, and that's kind of a bain marie cooking style. And it's going to go for 45 minutes to an hour and 15, depending on, you know, your oven, where you're at, how big of a pudding you made. So you just got to time it and do it comfortable for where you're at. But anyways, this is VERNBANG. Hope you enjoyed this recipe, and we'll be back with the end result. Alrighty, y'all. This is Cooking with VERNBANG, and we'll be back. Peace, love, stay true. Alright, y'all. Alright, y'all. This is VERNBANG, and this is the final look. So, yes. This is what we got going on. Let's get around here. Ooh, look at there. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Looky, looky, looky. Boom, chicka, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. Bread, pudding, apple, cinnamon, goodness. Yes, y'all. So anyways, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. This is VERNBANG, Cooking with VERNBANG, and happy holidays, and enjoy the recipe. Try making it at home. Enjoyed being with y'all and cooking with you and showing you a lot more steps. And so, enjoy. Peace. Stay true. And this is Cooking with VERNBANG. Alright, y'all. Happy holidays.